Advertising in China is worthless. It's everywhere, it's oversaturated, and it's either free or very, very cheap. China's just full of noise. I don't even know if you guys can hear me right now, but all around me we've got advertising blaring from all the shops, people making noise, smacking clappers, you know, clapping, doing whatever they can to try and get you into their shops. Okay, finally I can hear myself think. Look, what I'm trying to get at here is that, you know, Chinese companies in the past have never had to even think about spending money on advertising. Let's be quite frank. Most companies in China have built their brand on the backs of others. In other words, well, just over here behind me we have another fake New Balance shop, and there's another fake New Balance shop over there, and just over there I see even a third fake New Balance shop. All the big companies in China, even Tencent, you know, the big company that runs WeChat and QQ and all that, you know, they got their start by copying ICQ, and their first product was OICQ, which stands for Oriental ICQ, which was just ICQ, that instant messenger from way back in the day that had been reverse engineered and had Chinese text support built into it. So, you know, the whole idea of having a marketing budget isn't really built into the Chinese psyche, at least not the Chinese company psyche, and that's because, you know, why bother with R&D? Why bother with spending huge amounts of money on advertising when all you need to do is call your product something very similar to something already on the market that's built up a brand? You know, do something like use the same design language as a well-known brand, and there we go. People kind of already recognize your shop and say, oh, I've heard about that, let me go in and buy that product. Not to rub it in or anything, but this extends even to people's names. For instance, quite a famous case recently, you know, Michael Jordan. There's a company in China called Caldarone, which is Jordan's, you know, the English, well, it's the Chinese translation of the English name Jordan. They use his silhouette from one of his famous pictures as their logo. And basically, you know, Michael Jordan decided, you know what, screw that, I'm going to sue them because that's not what I want. And he came to China to sue them, and they were like, no, sorry, you know, they've got every right to use it because it's not your English name, it's in Chinese. So, you know, it's kind of like a protected thing here in China. Being able to use other brands, other people's likenesses. I mean, like for instance, they've used Bruce Lee for the for a chain of restaurants here. They use his likeness, which I'm pretty sure they didn't get permission to, but correct me if I'm wrong. Anyway, let's move beyond that because I actually want to talk to you about the state of advertising, because you're going to find out in this video just exactly how Chinese companies target Western markets. Well, one of the ways is they try to get a hold of people like me, vloggers on the internet, vloggers, bloggers, whatever. People they know who have an international audience. So quite often I get emails or contacted one way or the other by Chinese companies, Chinese factories, and they want me to make videos about their products. The problem is, okay, that they don't seem to understand, well, number one, that's not something I'm comfortable doing because I'm not an advertising platform, all right? I make videos about China for you guys so that you guys can understand what China is all about. And if I started to just make random product videos, I think I'd lose all of my credibility and most of my audience. So it's a stupid thing for me to do in the first place. Not only that, the way they approach me and the way that they try to get me to do this is always basically for free. So now I actually went to go and visit one of these companies that approached me because I thought to myself, you know what, I am not going to make a video just pimping a product, but it might be interesting for you guys to see these little companies and, you know, what goes on inside their offices and things like that. So I decided I'd take up one of them on their offer because the sales lady that contacted me sounded very pleasant, she was very polite, and I thought, why not, let me go and take a look at their product and you know, show you guys what it's all about. But before we actually get to their office, I have to tell you it's kind of interesting, but at the same time that I was on my way to their office, I'd been contacted by another guy who wanted me to make a video about an electric skateboard. And I'm going to teach you guys two new phrases in Chinese. The first is 小气, and the second one is 贴公鸡. And let me quickly get that out the way and explain what it means. 小气 basically means cheap. You know, you call someone 很小气, the kind of guy who's counting his pennies when you're about to pay the bill or split the bill. He's the kind of person who looks at the bill and says, I spent exactly, 5.5 RMB, so I'm giving 5.5 RMB. And Tiegongji basically translates to steel rooster, and it's got the same meaning. It's someone who's a miser, someone who doesn't like to let go of money. In other words, the feathers don't fall off of a steel rooster, so they don't, they're not generous with their money. Anyway, so let's look at this conversation and go through it very quickly. Okay, so it starts out with he basically approached me and said, look, we've got this electric skateboard and we need somebody who's, like a vlogger or whatever to help us make a video. So I asked, what does the company expect? So he says, this is a brand new product, so customers really don't know this brand. Even they don't know the specification the seller said is true or not. So we need endorsement, right? You can say whatever you feel like in any way. So basically what I said is, if they give me one, I'll be very honest about what I feel. If it's good, then it's good. Now what I mean by that is I've done this in the past where I've been given 3 things in the past. One was a rugged phone, which I made a video about, and that's because the guy who approached me, he's such a nice guy, and at the same time, phones and tech, something I do on my channel. So I thought it wouldn't be out of place for me to do a review of that thing and show you guys kind of what's going on in the Chinese cell phone market kind of thing. So it fits my channel, and I was very comfortable. They didn't pay me, but they gave that to me, which I ended up giving away actually as a prize to my subscribers, which is what I do when I get free giveaways. Second one was I got a drone. Some company gave me that Jamie drone, and I did a review, and I'm pretty sure the company regrets giving me that drone because I was so honest with my review. Of course, they didn't pay me, but they were expecting me to dedicate a whole video just to the drone type thing, which I did. But I compared it to the Spark, and I mean, you can watch the video and you'll see for yourself, it didn't really hold up very well. And the last thing I ever got was a Zhiyun crane, which was a gimbal, which I was incredibly impressed with. So, I actually ended up making a video about it just because I thought it was a really good product and I wanted to share it with you guys. But I've never been paid, and I refuse to take money to do these kind of things. Anyway, so my whole reasoning was, sure, if they give me one of those things, it's not my style. I'm not Casey Neistat. I'm not going to go around on an electric surfboard or whatever. But if they do give one to me, I'll include it in one of my videos, and then I'll have it as a giveaway. But that's not good enough for them, right? This is where the whole Shao-Chi thing comes in. So let me explain to you exactly what happened next. Okay, so next comes the list of demands, okay? I have to make a video that it's got to be like how the remote looks, how fast is its response. I have to do different road tests, cobblestone, tram trail, bricks, sidewalks, pavements, grassland, stairs, extreme test. Show the hub size, drop test, heel test, quality of parts, board feel flexibility, speed test, and duration test based on different weight of the rider. I mean, what the hell? Like, they're expecting me to do all of this, and so far the only thing that they've been offering me here is a free product, which is something that, I'll be honest, I'm not interested in, and if I was, I would just buy it myself. It's not a very expensive product. So it says this is the things you can cover. If you say yes, we want to do this as soon as possible, and if you need anything else, let me know. So I was like, that's a long list of things to do for free. So let's just continue on. So what do you mean in your own way? Oh yeah, I said I can try and give it my honest opinion in my way. So it's like, what do you mean in your own way? So I'm like, he says, not a whole video about the board? I'm like, no, I will include it in a video. I see. It will get good exposure, which it will, because if I do use something and it's, in my video, it'll get exposure whether it's good or bad. And it's like, when can you do it? A couple of voice messages, blah, blah, blah. So then finally it's like, well, maybe you can do 2 to 3 minutes coverage in that video of yours. Some different road tests, blah, blah, blah. It's not a cheap item. Well, actually it is. It's not hugely expensive, but it's not expensive. And then he says, then you may decide when and where to do the shooting and a better thumbnail pick. So now I have to make my thumbnail about this stupid electric skateboard, and I have to dedicate like a huge chunk of my video specifically to it. And so in the voice messages, I was basically like, listen, that's not the way I do things. And then he's like, well, maybe if you come to a factory tour, blah, blah, blah. Says, Like normally your video is around 15 minutes, so in this video there will be included the factory visiting, product introducing, etc, etc, etc. Anyway, so basically what happened next is I said here, okay, finally made my decision, I've decided against it. Too many other projects happening now, sorry about that and good luck. He's like, what makes you decline this? Well, you know, I was very honest. So then basically the next part is he's like, where is it? He says, the factory can prepare a sample for you to shoot the video, and then after the video return the sample. So basically what they're saying is, if I want to do it my way, as in, you know, just use the board in one of my videos and give my honest opinions about it, but don't dedicate an actual video to this board, that they'll give me a sample, but then I have to give it back. So, you know, this is quite bewildering, because what on earth would be my motivation to do something like that, you know? And this is what I'm talking about. When it comes to advertising, they don't expect that you're supposed to spend time or spend money on advertising. It's just like, oh, people will do it for you for free. And absolutely not, especially when my channel's reputation is on the line. I absolutely refuse. So anyway, long story short, I was on my way to this company I was telling you about, who'd contacted me about a piece of luggage. Yeah. And I got a message after that whole long list of things. I got a message from the guy, and let's pick up from there.
If we want a full video about this product, what kind of deal you want?
I'm afraid I don't do those kind of videos, you know. I don't do product videos. It will just have to be, you know, part of one of my videos or nothing, because I'm not interested. I'm not an advertiser, you know. That's, people watch my videos because they want to know about China. So if I can show them what some new Chinese products are, that kind of thing, then that's fine. Hi. Hi. Hi, how are you? Winston.
Nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you too. Sorry. Yeah. Hi. Sure. Thank you. Yes, I bought my camera because I'm gonna make a video.
So are we going to do the review in our office?
Yes, I think it would be better if we could talk, you know, talk about it, and people could get to know you and everything.
Okay, great.
Cool.
Do you have a job in China, or you just...
I make videos. That's what I do.
Ah,
That's my full-time job. Yeah.
sounds interesting. You must meet a lot of different things.
Yeah, it's quite an interesting thing to do.
Okay. Hi, Sam.
Hello, guys.
Hi.
Hi. Nice to meet you all.
Nice.
Yeah. Cool. Hi.
And hold the lights as well.
Okay. Cool. Do you mind giving an introduction of yourself?
Me?
Yeah, sure. So you're the
sweet.
person who contacted me. So.
Wow, this
Yeah. Sorry.
Hello everyone. I am Davina, who responsible for the like finding traffic for this luggage sellings.
Cool. So how did you find out about my channel?
I just searching on YouTube to find anyone who are related to like suitcase, and I found your one video talk about a luggage that's really cool. It's kind of it's drive people.
Oh yeah, like a scooter.
you
Yeah.
remember
Okay,
that?
you've seen that video.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I think it's better that I contact you to make a review or something.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Well, I mean, it's really nice. Thanks for contacting me. So I'm here now at the offices, and we're going to take a look and see what this luggage is all about. Excellent. All right, cool. So we've got our designer, right? Are you the designer?
Yes.
Okay, we've got our designer. Let me get you in here. We have our designer, Sam, over here.
Yes, I am the designer of the Lamore Lab, and I've been using this case for quite a long time. So I think I've got some points to make, because I think this is a really good product that can be a rather competitive product on the market.
Okay.
So the first things first, when you're seeing this luggage, it's very unique in design. You might not noticing it right from the first sight, but with some other cases on the market, for example, Samsonites or Tumi's, regular suitcases, when you put them together, instantly you're going to recognize, because this is a really, really slim body with two different materials, EVA on the outside, and then for the caster there is the PC, the bare PC material. So I've been using it into like the substation or the airports for quite a long time. And then the first things first, the front compartment is very resistant to scratches.
Right.
And also it's water resistant. So when you're taking it out, you wouldn't be worrying about it damaging the insides containing documents or something. And secondly, as I demonstrate here, it has double locks, TSA locks, that opens right from the top. And the only thing you need to do is just slide it two ways, right, so that it unlocks both sides. And when you open the front compartment, then here's the sweet spot.
Oh, that's
right
cool.
here.
So you
Yes.
can put your laptop and that kind of thing in
Yes. Mostly it contains like your regular 13-inch MacBooks, and then there is this iPad slots
Very
for
cool.
your iPad,
Yeah.
and then there is this little net where you can keep your books or some other kind of stuff here, and this for your passport. And this is how it got its name, passport, because
Oh,
when you are sliding this thing in the airport,
Yeah.
you are gonna have to take out your passport sometime, right?
Right.
But most of the time, if you are buying a single layer luggage, the thing that you need to do is to unlock the whole luggage just to take it out. If you haven't have it in your handbag or something, right?
It's pretty cool, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's just a really practical case that separates into three parts.
Okay.
At these parts, you can keep like your suits or some other clothes, like 2 or 3 sets in between. And then when you fit it in, there's plenty of room for your, let's just say this gap is for shampoos or whatever, your towels and some other stuff. And this place you can keep your small pocket digital cameras,
Right.
or your some other, like your computer adapters that you don't need to put it in the front compartment. And then there's the leather part, which you can keep your some more clothes, like
Yeah.
some things that you want to store into this suitcase, but you don't want it to show to people.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
kind
so
of cool.
it makes, let's say, lesser noise than some other suitcases that doesn't have the rubber.
Yeah, okay, so it's actually got rubber
Yes,
wheels.
it's
That's
it's actually kind of like the wheels rubber. Yeah.
What made you come up with the idea for this?
Actually, I'm not a heavy loader when I'm going on tours. I like to keep as little things as possible. Okay, so but right now my top priority is that I need to get all my digital products into a case,
Right.
where I don't need to rush or open and make a mess of everything just to find it and use it. I have a 13-inch MacBook,
Yeah.
and my colleague actually he has a 15-inch MacBook,
Right.
and he also fits it in.
Oh, it fits in?
Yeah, it would be a little bit rough to take it out, but yeah, also you can make do
Okay.
for it. And so this is quite perfect for me. It doesn't take up a lot of space. Let's just say it's not a pain in the ass to deal with when you're tucking it
good.
around.
So I'd like to explain. I'd like to explain to everyone here. I don't normally do product, like features on my channel. I don't do adverts for products. But what I am interested in is meeting you guys, because my videos are all about China, okay? And I like to see small companies that are doing innovative things, right? And I'm quite impressed with what you've shown me so far. This does look like a very good product.
Yes.
And so I am actually just more interested in helping you guys out as a company and giving you some exposure. That's all, So
Yes.
I'm not in it for the product. I'm not getting paid or anything like that. What I'm doing is I'm trying to expose, the more interesting, innovative companies here in China. So I think you guys have done a fantastic job. So can you guys come here so you can be in the frame? Okay, yeah. Make sure you're all in there. Okay. Let's get you all in there. How can people find out about your luggage? What do they have to do?
We have an official website.
Yes, we have currently an official website,
Mhm.
www.90fun.us.
90fun.
Yes,
90FUN.
Yes.
Okay,
That's
cool.
if you win.
Well, if you guys want to check out what these guys are doing, now you have the URL, you can go and take a look. I'm going to be using this luggage for the next while, and I'll give you guys a little bit of insight as to how it works, but it seriously looks good, and I'm very impressed with your little setup here. It's very nice. Thank you for the presentation.
Yes.
And can I ask you a favor? Can you guys please all together say, stay awesome?
Cool.
Okay.
Okay, so let's do it together. 1, 2, 3. Stay awesome!